What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today we're continuing the 25 days of Christmas cartoons marathon, and we are reviewing what some would consider a good old cartoon, man, good old childhood favorite, Codename Kids Next Door. Now, I personally never seen it, and before I even go further, I gotta say the episode we're reviewing, obviously, Operation Naughty, which I believe is from season 5. I never seen this episode, or never seen this series rather, and this is my first time taking a peek at it. But before we get into this, man, we gotta go through the episode breakdown. So, Mr. Alex Payne, what happens in this episode, man?
Well, the episode starts off with some kids breaking into Santa's, I guess, what would you call it? I guess Santa's factory, yeah, Santa's factory, and
His workshop, I
yeah,
suppose.
and
You're correct, sir.
taking out all of the elves, and eventually takes out Santa and steals something. So Santa's elves, believing it's the kids next door, that goes and confronts them, and they have this big battle and everything, and then they find out that it wasn't them who did it. So, and then it's revealed that it was the delightful kids from down the lane who was who was the ones who did it. Which, if you're familiar with the show, should have been expected anyway. But I digress. Um, so obviously the crew need to go and save Christmas basically, and tries get the shit from the delightful kids from down the lane, and that's the episode.
Man, I gotta say, from my first impressions, the main goal of this episode is to keep Santa from not getting angry. Obviously, they gotta keep Santa happy until after Christmas. That's what one of the elves said. Who also had, I guess you can consider it, the bully voice of all the kids. Had that like bully type tone to it. But anyway,
I wouldn't
I
say that was the main purpose of the episode. I think that was just a passing comment. Because I think
I
I'm pretty sure he was not happy when the friggin' delightful kids pushed him off the cliff.
oh, of course.
I don't think. I mean, I
I
could be
don't,
wrong, but I don't think that made him glad.
out of all the Christmas stuff we reviewed, why is everybody motherfucking getting down on Santa? That's real talk. Everybody fucking Santa up. Santa don't. Why y'all doing this to Santa, man? I don't get that. But like I said, this is my first time seeing the series at all. I'm not familiar with this. I know it's kind of weird. I'm called the cartoon kid, but I'm really an anime lover. But with all this cartoon stuff, man, this is the whole purpose of this marathon is for me to get a little sample of everything, man. Just go around and sample everything at the buffet. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad to finally check this out. What about you? What is your first impression before we get into the moments?
Well, my first impression is when I saw the episode title, I was kind of expecting Freaky Fred to be in it.
Yeah,
But
right. No, for real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Courage. Man, shout out to the pink puppet, Courage the Cowardly Dog,
I
man.
mean, listen, they're from the
Freaky
same
Fred,
network.
naughty.
They're from the
Yeah, yeah.
same network. He could have made a cameo in there
That
somewhere,
would have been
I mean,
dope. He would have
even,
had,
even
man.
even just even if he was just when they was fighting Santa or whatever, you just see him in the background doing a little twirl. Even just something, even just something small like that. He could have been in there. He could have been in there. But
he wants to. He should shave all of Santa's reindeers.
I, I I guess you could say my first impression is I feel like regardless of what anyone thinks of the quality, rather if it's extremely great or ungodly terrible, I feel like this was a really unique Christmas episode.
It was, if you ask me, I definitely do agree with that. Like, this was.
It was very
I don't want
creative.
to. Right. And I like seeing like these kids fighting shit, trying to fight the reindeers, and they was gonna get it in and have them a nice little war too, man. It's not. It's different. It's different from anything we've seen so far doing this marathon. It's
Mhm.
definitely different. But let's get into the moments. What are some of your standout moments of this episode?
The battle was I thought the battle was really cool. Um, the friggin' the end when friggin' number three slapped the shit out of Santa for trying to steal some of her fries.
Yeah, man, yo, and I was so thinking because I remember when I was in school, I used to have a teacher who always, we called her the fry pan. So she come over and take some people fry. Like, damn, you fat mother. Nah, she was really dope. I never say nothing like that. Like, damn, Santa, your fat ass, you got milk and cookies, motherfucker? You trying to take my fries? And he did. She kind of did right, but that's Santa Claus, man. He just wanted a fry, man. Get Santa Claus a fry, man. That's big homie. You gotta look out for big homie Santa Claus. She
I
deserved cold for that shit.
I just love the friggin' ping pong with expectation of when they friggin' sent number 4 in there to try um, save number 3 when she
Yeah,
was in the chair, because like
yeah,
it started
yeah. The
off as like,
British one, right?
yeah, because it started off as like, okay, it looks like he had a secret present for her all the time. Then it revealed that it wasn't a present, it was just a box of fries. Then it's revealed that because
Bogus as hell.
because because you think, okay, you're expecting him to give her a real present, then for her to be her to be happy and then to get fake. Then it's not a present. So you're thinking, okay, she's gonna be super pissed about this, and then she acts
Right,
like she's super pissed, and then she just switched into being happy.
right.
So they just
And
like completely was fucking with your expectations.
but I think the crazy thing is, like you said, they avert our expectations. But the whole thing with this number 4 motherfucker is he really is an asshole. He didn't get her shit. She lucky he had the fries with him, because if he didn't, that would have been his ass. And of course, you got to bring up the scene at the beginning with them talking about getting each other presents for Christmas. Like,
Yeah,
nobody really got each other anything, really. That's what I
no,
took from that. And it just made me think, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, when I have my job, man, it's just like, if I'm ever in like working in the office and shit, I'm gonna be that dude to say, hey, don't put my name in a grab bag, man. I don't want to get none for nobody. Nobody get nothing for me, because I'm not good
you
at
ain't
getting gifts.
you ain't
Okay.
gonna be in no Secret Santa.
Hell no. Fuck that. They got the game messed up. But and that scene right there goes to show you why you shouldn't be in none of that gift bag shit. So that's just me personally. Like, I don't like getting gifts for people, and nor do I expect anybody to get me any. So it's hard to pick gifts for people. But continue.
I thought, I guess this isn't necessarily a scene, but it's like, I thought the whole idea of the friggin', because they changed up the whole um, formula, because like because now he doesn't use reindeer anymore, and the narrator's like, oh, you
Yeah,
thought this was
I
like a
thought that was
reindeer.
pretty dope. I thought that was pretty dope. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He had like this whole computer monitor thingy, and it's like,
Yeah,
yo, I can choose what kids get good gifts, what kids get bad gifts. And honestly, real talk, if they were explaining that shit since day one, it would have been believable. Like, oh snap, Santa Israel, you ain't gotta come to the house. You can just make gifts appear. Oh shit, from a monitor. Yo, Santa got that high tech shit. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can believe it now. That shit sound more real than the reindeer story. But I honestly I don't have that many moments from this. That honestly I mentioned mine's already. So unless you have any more, we can get into the final review.
no, I think we could get in their final review.
Go ahead.
Well,
What do you think about this episode?
I think the episode was really, like I said, I thought the episode was really, really interesting. It was really interesting. There were some funny moments and stuff. I feel like, I mean, I guess this point could come or go for a lot of people. I felt like they leaned on the Christmas puns a little too much. I don't think it was
Yeah,
enough to be
right.
super cringy or nothing, but they definitely leaned on the Christmas puns a little heavy. But I thought overall it was a really enjoyable episode, really unique. It was a lot of creativity and a really unique way of doing it, which I kind of expect from the show, because like
Uh-huh.
they are a show that does the weird and unique. Well, not weird, because they just do things a different way than normal would. I fought
Right.
for. I thought all of the. I felt like it had a nice. Um, I don't want to say actiony, but it felt like the moments, like the opening part when they were shooting all the elves and everything. That felt like a freaking nice, intense, something going down moment in the battle. with all
I
of them
gotta say,
felt really cool.
I like when they blew up the damn treehouse. Like those elves were not playing. They said we bombing your shit. Boom! Blew that shit down, boy. But go ahead, continue. Them motherfucking elves was straight savage on that ass.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I felt like the battle was really well done and everything. I felt like the parts when they, got there and was dealing with the chair and all that other shit. Like I just thought it was a really unique and interesting episode overall. Now I wouldn't say it's the
Okay.
greatest thing of all time, obviously, but I think I could give it a nice solid 7
Ooh,
point
I was about
five.
to say, whoa.
A nice seven
I,
point, a nice 7.5. I thought it was really enjoyable. I feel like the uniqueness and creativity of it is a strong suit, if nothing else.
okay, okay. Um, See, I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm definitely gonna agree. It's definitely creative, and it's definitely not like any other Christmas episode that I've seen so far during this marathon.
I will
And I
say
don't think
this
I'll
though
see
before you
anything
say
like it.
that. I don't know if this was a good episode for it to be the first episode you see of the show.
No, and see, that's where I was going. That's what and you beat me to the punch. Like I said, and I said it right at the beginning of this video. It's like, man, you know, I have not seen anything of Codename Kids Next Door, but what I heard of it, it's a damn good show. And I honestly do believe it is. But this definitely wasn't the proper first episode to get me into the series. Obviously, this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The biggest drawback for me is I didn't know much about the characters. Like for one, I didn't know they were referred to by numbers, which really I don't
Hmm.
know if I like or dislike yet. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be a good explanation in episode 1,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
gotta understand
right,
the world better. Yeah.
right. And so that obviously took away a lot from me personally. So I don't want to really take off of the rating too much for that, but that's on me. That's not me. That's not on the writers or anything like that. But I will say, like you said, this episode was very creative. Story was pretty darn interesting. Like you have somebody stealing from the North Pole, and these people are coming. The elves are coming to get the present, or not the present, but the reindeer. Santa's reindeer back to them, so he won't be all pissed and whatnot. So it's definitely a different take on the traditional cartoon Christmas episode. Normally you have a lot of kids not believing in Santa because we've seen a couple of them. Or you got the family trying to make sure they have a good Christmas, or the father of family make sure they have a good Christmas. So this is definitely this feels like something you see out of maybe a Batman or something like that type of cartoons. All the fighting and shit, all the
I
superhero
feel
shit.
I feel like
Go
it
ahead.
was very anime-ish.
Yeah, right. Okay, and you know what? That's the perfect explanation of it. That's the very anime-ish with all the fighting. Now, this is the main thing I want to say with this. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of all the. As crazy as odd as it sounds, I love anime, but I'm not a big fan of all like the fighting stuff, especially when it comes to cartoons. We're supposed to be talking about Christmas. I'm not digging like the. I like the more slice of life type episodes. If you know what I mean, like the normal shit, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
besides me not being familiar with the world and the characters, I'm just not a big fan of all the fighting stuff. However, I'm not saying that's gonna take away that much from the my episode rating. You give it a 7.5, so I'm gonna hit it with a nice 6.5. It wasn't bad, honestly. It wasn't as bad as so where I'm like, get this shit off my TV. I can't watch this no more. But will I say from this episode I want to check this series out? Nah, I'm gonna be 100. Like, nah, I'm not feeling it like that. Not from this episode. However, I heard so much about this show that I definitely do want to check it out from episode 1, and then maybe I'll rewatch this and I'll motherfucking have a totally different opinion on it. That's my thoughts on it. Like, the biggest drawbacks is I didn't know enough about the world and the characters, to go into this episode, and it kind of sucks because it's like, man, I'm giving this episode kind of a shitty review, but it's to my merit. It's not on the writers or anything like that. It's not the best episode. Even like you said, you're a fan who watched the series. You don't consider it to be one of the best episodes, but you consider it to be aight. And I'm kind of on terms with you on that. It's aight. Now, like I said, simply put, it would be a lot better if I knew more about the world and the characters, which is, obviously my fault. But that's what it is, man. So, my name is Ray Rawlins. I give this bad boy a 6.5 out of 10. And he's Alex Payne, and he gives this a 7.5 out of 10. This has been our review, there we go, of Codename, Kids Next Door, the Christmas episode. What was it called again? I forgot. Oh, Operation Naughty.
Yeah, you need to put down the
man,
liquor,
I don't
man.
know.
You need to put down the bottle.
Too much eggnog, man. I've been taking some lessons for Timmy Turner's dad on God. But this is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. And we will continue this 25 days of Christmas cartoons marathon until we get to December 25th, Christmas, baby. So, y'all know what it is, man. If y'all got anything to say about this episode, y'all got your own thoughts and opinions, man, toss it down in the comments box below. Tell us what you think of this episode. Tell us if you got any suggestions. And if you got ideas on ways for us to prove this channel, any other cartoons you want us to review, all that good stuff, man, toss it down in the comments box below, and I'm finna hit you back. Because the Cartoon Kid don't leave his homies hanging. So, until then, we will see ya when we see ya. Peace out, everybody.